Be me, 20, studying mechanical engineering at university. Introvert but not a hermit. Friends mostly from my course. One afternoon in the library, struggling with a design project. Girl asks if the seat next to me is taken. Look up, she's smiling. Light brown hair, glasses, kind of shy but in a cute way. We talk a little about our majors. She's in environmental science. Somehow we end up studying together until closing time. Walk her to the bus stop. She thanks me for keeping her company, says, "Maybe I'll see you here again." My face when I'm already hoping she means it. Start noticing her more around campus. Sometimes she waves at me from across the quad. Sometimes we just bump into each other in the library again. One day I work up the nerve to ask if she wants to grab coffee after class. She says yes without hesitation. We end up talking for hours, barely touch our drinks. She laughs at my bad jokes, tells me about growing up in a small town, how she's the first in her family to go to uni. Next week we go for a walk in the park, feed ducks, take random photos on her phone. It's easy, no awkward silences, just feels natural. By the end of the month, we're meeting almost every other day. My friends notice and start teasing me about the library girl. They're not wrong. Couple months of casual coffee dates and walks later. One evening, we're sitting on a bench near the campus fountain, watching people pass by. I finally just say it. "So, are we dating or what?" She laughs, says, "I was wondering when you'd ask." We make it official right there, no big drama. She turns out to be one of those people who remembers every little detail you tell her. Brings me my favorite chocolate bar before an exam because I mentioned it once. Writes encouraging notes on Post-its and sticks them in my notebook. Never plays games, never tries to make me jealous. Just straightforward, kind, and genuinely happy to be with me. It's refreshing. My friends meet her and immediately say, "Yeah, don't screw this up. Not planning to." 2 years fly by. We both graduate. Her with honors, me with a decent GPA and a job offer in hand. Celebrate with our families, big dinner, lots of embarrassing childhood stories from parents. A few months later, I propose during a weekend trip to the coast. Not some over-the-top movie scene, just us on a quiet beach at sunset. She says yes immediately, tears in her eyes, hugs me so tight I almost drop the ring. Wedding is small but perfect. Close friends, family, simple ceremony, lots of laughter. I still remember the way she looked walking down the aisle, like she was glowing. We dance until midnight, then drive off to a short honeymoon in the mountains. Come back to our little rented apartment. Married life officially begins. First year of marriage is basically just dating, but with shared bills and a bigger grocery list. We figure out our routines, who cooks when, how to split chores without killing each other. Weekends are for lazy mornings, movie marathons, and small trips to nearby towns. We save up for better furniture, slowly making the apartment feel like ours. She gets into baking, I get into fixing things around the house. Every time I come home from work, she meets me at the door with a hug. Feels like the kind of stability I didn't know I needed. Friends start asking when we're gonna have kids. We just laugh it off, say someday. Deep down, we both know it's coming sooner than we think. A couple years into marriage, she tells me she's late. Buy a test. Wait together in the bathroom like it's an exam result. 2 pink lines. We just stare at it for a moment. She starts laughing and crying at the same time. I just hug her. Next months are a blur of doctor visits, baby name debates, and assembling furniture with way too many screws. First time holding my son in the hospital feels unreal. Tiny hands gripping my finger like they're never letting go. Life changes overnight. Less sleep, more coffee, more laundry than I thought possible. A couple years later, we have our second, a daughter this time. Our apartment feels smaller, but our lives feel bigger. Still working my city job. Steady paycheck, modest, but enough for us. Been working the same engineering position since graduation. Office in the city, 9 to 5, predictable routine. Work's not exciting, but it pays the bills and lets me be home every night. Lunch breaks with the same coworkers, occasional overtime, but nothing crazy. Salary's decent, but with 2 kids and rent, not much left over. Sometimes look at job boards, see positions in remote sites paying almost double. Always brush it off. Don't want to be away from family. Until one month, an unexpected expense hits us hard. Start seriously thinking about how to bring in more money. Those remote rotation jobs start looking more tempting. One afternoon at work, chatting with a guy from another department. He mentions he just got back from a rotation job up north. Says the pay is insane compared to city positions. Plus they cover housing and food. Tells me, yeah, it's tough being away, but you work 2 weeks straight and then you're home with your family for 2. Start doing the math in my head. Even with fewer days at home, the paycheck could really change things for us. That night I bring it up to my wife. She's not thrilled about me being gone so much, but says if it helps us get ahead, she'll support me. Spend the next week polishing my resume and sending applications. A month later, I get an offer, more than I've ever made in my life. Decide to take it. First day feels like I'm stepping into another world. Remote site surrounded by endless forest, snow, even though it's April. Company housing is a row of identical prefab units. Small rooms, shared bathrooms, cafeteria. Work is long hours, early mornings, physically tiring but manageable. After shift, there's not much to do. Some guys watch TV in the common room, others just sleep. Food's basic but free. I'm too tired to care. Call my wife every night, hear the kids yelling in the background. Miss home already, but the paycheck in my mind keeps me going. Start getting to know the crew. Most of them are older, used to the lifestyle. One in particular stands out. Friendly, loud, and always has a story. His name's Chuck, mid-30s, works in the same section as me. Big guy, always joking, everyone seems to know him. We start having lunch together. He tells me about his rotation life. Turns out he's been doing this for nearly a decade, never married, no kids. Says he likes the freedom. When he's off shift, he travels or finds company in the nearby towns. Keeps hinting at how boring it must be for me, a married guy, to just work and sleep out here. I laugh it off, say I'm fine, but he smirks like he knows better. First impression, harmless guy, maybe a little too open about his private life. Didn't know how quickly that would get uncomfortable. Couple nights later, we're both in the cafeteria after dinner. Chuck leans in, says he's heading into the nearby village tomorrow. Says there's places there, if I get what he means. I do. Tells me the girls are for such cases. Regulars for the workers who need to blow off steam. Laughs and says, if I ever get tired of cold showers, he can put in a word for me. I joke that I'm married, not interested. He just waves it off. Everyone here's married, it's just rotation life. Can't tell if he's half serious or 100%. Either way, the seed's planted, and I hate that it is. First week passes, work is exhausting, but the nights are worse. Room's quiet, phone signal is weak, video calls freeze every other minute. Wife's busy with kids, conversations are short and tired. Start feeling the distance more than I expected. Chuck keeps dropping little comments. Bet you miss her, huh? 2 weeks is a long time. One night he comes back from the village grinning, says it helped him sleep like a baby. The way he talks about it makes it sound so casual, like going for a haircut. Start catching myself thinking about it when I'm lying in bed staring at the ceiling. Tell myself I wouldn't, but the thought doesn't go away. Every day without her makes it a little louder. Second week, one of the slow days after shift. Chuck and I are walking back from the work site, just talking about nothing. Out of nowhere I mutter, man, I don't know how much longer I can go without. He grins like a shark. So, you want me to take you next time? Realize what I just admitted. Try to play it off as a joke, but the damage is done. Now he's convinced I'm halfway there. Says he'll be going in 2 days, and there's no pressure, but the offer stands. Nod like I'm thinking about it, but inside my stomach's in knots. That night can't sleep, mind keeps going back and forth. Feel disgusting, but also tempted. Hate myself for even being in this position. Next evening, still wrestling with the decision. Pull out my phone and call my older brother. We've always been blunt with each other. Tell him about Chuck, the offer, and how I'm feeling. Expecting him to laugh it off or tell me to just be a man. Instead, he goes dead serious. You really want to throw away your marriage for 10 minutes in a back room with a stranger? Says it's not about whether my wife ever finds out. It's about me knowing. You've got a good wife, 2 kids who look up to you. You want to look in the mirror after that? Hits me harder than I expected. He finishes with, you can't undo that choice once you make it. Think about what matters more. Sit there in silence after we hang up, staring at the wall. And for the first time in days, the answer feels clear. Next morning, Chuck's in the cafeteria, same smirk as always. Asks if I'm ready for the big trip tonight. Take a sip of coffee, look him straight in the eye and say, nah, I'm good. He laughs, thinks I'm just messing with him, but I repeat it. Not happening. His smile fades a bit, he shrugs and says, "Your loss." Rest of the day he doesn't bring it up again, just small talk about work. I feel lighter, like a weight I didn't realize I was carrying just fell off. Go to bed that night without the usual mental tug of war. Actually sleep well for the first time since I got here. Last day of the rotation finally comes. Pack my bag as soon as shift ends. Can't wait to get out of the prefab room. Chuck's heading into the village one more time before his trip home. Just nod him goodbye, no hard feelings. Long bus ride back to the city feels like it's taking forever. Thinking about my wife, my kids, the noise of our apartment, all the stuff I usually take for granted. Finally step off at my stop. At home, my son runs up and nearly knocks me over, daughter right behind him. Wife hugs me so hard I can barely breathe. In that moment, every temptation from the last 2 weeks feels like it never existed. First couple days home feel amazing. Real bed, home-cooked meals, kids climbing all over me. But in the back of my mind, I know I don't want to go back out there. Money's good, but the environment isn't. Don't want to spend half my life surrounded by guys whose main hobby is cheating on their families. Talk it over with my wife. She admits she hated me being gone that long anyway. Send in my resignation before the next rotation starts. Boss tries to talk me out of it, but I've made up my mind. Start looking for city jobs again, even if it means less pay. Peace of mind, bigger paycheck. Find a position in the city within a month. Less money than the rotation job, but steady hours and I'm home every night. Weekends are now family time. Park trips, movie nights, pancakes on Sunday mornings. Sometimes think back to those weeks up north. The cold, the prefab rooms, Chuck's constant smirking. Realize how easy it would have been to make one bad choice and live with it forever. Now I'm here, tucking my kids into bed every night, cooking dinner with my wife. Don't miss the extra cash half as much as I would have missed this. Learn that not every opportunity is worth the cost, especially when the cost is yourself.